To present our final inductee tonight, please welcome ESPN sportscaster, John Saunders.
Thought I'd get O Canada. I was hoping for. Might be the only Canadian in the house. What an unbelievable night, and just an incredible group of people. Cory Booker, is it too late to get into this presidential campaign? I don't know, might be a thought there, but this is really special, and I know how special this is to Dick Vitale, because Dick, believe it or not, this will be the 13th Hall of Fame that he's been inducted into. And he said to me on a number of occasions, this is the one that's most important to him. And this from a guy, by the way, who's in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame as a television announcer and then as a regular contributor, just like the players or the coaches or such. So that's an incredible thing for him to state. A lot of people feel they know a lot about Dick Vitale as a professional, and you do, and you'll get a chance to see more in a moment. But I wanted to say a few things that you might not know. Not as exciting, but things that I think that are even more important. The first is when I met Dick Vitale back in 1986, he was starting a young family. His daughters were, I guess, almost teenagers about then, sounds about right. He and Lorraine with his daughters Sherry and Terry. And the first thing that impressed me was not what a great television performer he was, but what a tremendous family guy he was. How much time he spent with his daughters, even though we were at work and trying to cover a Final Four or something, he spent the most amount of time with his girls and with wife Lorraine. And also I should mention Lorraine because it's a cliche when you talk about the woman behind the man and all that stuff. We've heard that over and over again. This is truly the case in their marriage. Absolutely. And I mean, you think about it, this from a beautiful lady who stood at the altar with Dick and said, "I do," and then hasn't had a chance to say another word since, probably. So, I mean, although there was the one time, Lorraine, I remember attending their 25th wedding anniversary, and they redid their vows, and when they came to For Better or Worse, Lorraine turned to the rest of us and said, "And she's seen for better and for worse, and she likes for better a heck of a lot more." So we understood that without question. Dick Vitale, what he has meant to the college basketball world, you really can't put it down to numbers, but I'm sure the television world would like to, because he has raised millions of dollars, the level of coverage that college basketball has gotten over the years since when he started with ESPN in 1979. Doing his first games after he had got let go by the Detroit Pistons. But he has brought this game more prominence than I think any coach, any player, any Michael Jordan or Dean Smith possibly could. The amount of enthusiasm that he's provided to the game and the platform that he's provided for so many players and coaches is unmatched, and that's why he was honored with going into the Naismith Hall of Fame. One of the great things about Dick that you probably don't know much about is his charitable work. We have a foundation named after Jim Valvano called the V Foundation, and Dick took it upon himself to branch off and raise millions of dollars. Last year alone, in one night, Dick's foundation raised over $10 million in one night for the V Foundation for cancer research. And one of the things that's so great about that is Dick, as I said, he branched off. His part of the V Foundation, most of the money goes to raise money for children. And it's hard to believe, but all of the money that's raised for cancer research in the country, every single foundation, about 4% of it goes towards kids, which is hard to believe. So Dick has done an unbelievable job and continues to do that. He'll have his gala again this year. So the reason Dick is so enthusiastic, and you'll get a chance to see him up here in a moment, is people have asked me that many, many times. Why is Dick Vitale so excited? Why is he so bombastic and so into the game and into life and such? And the thing that stands out to me is Dick still feels that he's little Richie Vitale from New Jersey, and he can't believe that he has made it to the level that he has made it, that he's going into his 13th Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, I truly love this man, little Richie Vitale, Dick Vitale, New Jersey Hall of Fame.
Wow, I'm absolutely in awe with all these Goliaths in the world of entertainment, the sports world, and to be included with them here today just blows me away. I also can't say enough about John Saunders. Talk about a guy that's an outstanding broadcaster, but he's also an outstanding humanitarian. Give John a big hand. My dream in my life, it all started for me for the New Jersey Hall of Fame. Back in June 9th of 1939, when I was born at St. Mary's Hospital in Passaic, New Jersey, and I came home to 372 Madeline Avenue, Garfield, New Jersey. And in that home, I learned so much about life. I learned about love. I learned about family. I learned about togetherness. I learned about dealing with adversity. I grew up in a home that was filled with so much love. My mom and dad were uneducated. They had a 5th grade education at best, but they had a doctorate of love. And they taught my brother and my sister and I, and my brother and sister here today, they're Hall of Famers in the game of life, just like many of you are. I learned in my home about the blue-collar way of life in the state of New Jersey. My mom and dad had 18 brothers and sisters. It breaks my heart now to know that they're all gone, all of them, because they were so important, vital to my life. I watched them with the unbelievable dedication they had to their family. There was always 3 meals on the table. There was always advice. And they worked in factories. I haven't worked a day in my life. I have some of my executives here, vice presidents from ESPN, Mike Soltis and Josh Krulowitz, David Seisler, Scott Matthews. They're here. I thought they were bright guys, but they're not. Because if they were bright, they knew that I didn't need any cash. I would have worked for nothing at ESPN. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? Monday night, I'm sitting at courtside. Villanova, playing that great game with North Carolina. And I'm getting paid when the night ends. I get the best damn seat in the house, and I'm getting paid on top of it. That's stealing money, man. My mother and father worked. My dad pressed coats. The more coats he pressed, the more money he made. And then he would come home, dinner table set, he'd eat, put a security guard uniform on, and go walk the Bergen Wall. That was his existence. That was his life. Another date, very, very important to me, was exit 117 on the Parkway. It was my first date with my wife. My first date to see Dionne Warwick in concert 46 years ago. And we are still dating each other today. My beautiful wife, Lorraine. Lorraine, will you please stand? I want this crowd to see how I overachieved in marriage, baby. I learned 2 things growing up as a child from my mother and father. I remember sitting in my home, hearing my mom constantly say to me, Richie, never was Dick, Richie, don't ever believe in can't. Don't allow can't to be part of your life. You can be what you want to be. My buddies back in East Rutherford after coaching in high school with my co-coach who's here, Bob Stolars. I wanted to chase the dream. I wanted to coach on a collegiate level. We had won 2 state championships in New Jersey, and I had some great kids that led us to those titles. But I wanted the next dream. My buddy used to always say, a guy by the name of Stacy, a boy, a ball, a dream. And that was a reflection of my life, my ball, my dreams. I lost my eye as a child, and I felt so much love there from my mom and dad. I tell people all the time and give them motivational talks. You find out a lot about people. Not when they're giving you the gold trophy, not when they're telling you the best of the best. You find out a lot about people when you face adversity. Man, it was a tough time. But that tough time got me through and got me to the next level. And then when I finally got my opportunity to coach on a collegiate level, I had that dream, man. In 7 years, I went from the 6th grade classroom to coaching in high school, to coaching in college. and then to the NBA. And on November 8th, 1979, it was a lonely day when the phone rang and I was fired by the Detroit Pistons. I got fired. I thought it was the end of the world professionally. But then again, who comes to your side? Your family, the love. My wife used to always say, hon, a lot of those people you think are friends, they're associates. They're not really close friends. I wouldn't get phone calls back. I was crushed by people I thought were genuinely in my corner. But then all of a sudden, the phone rang. On November 8th, I got fired, and about 2 weeks later, the phone rings. He said, Dick, you're not going to remember me, but in your last game you coached, we televised it on NBC. We televised your team was the David against the Goliath. We were playing Michigan. They were number 1 in the country. I was at the University of Detroit. We had won 21 games in a row that year. We beat one of my idols, Al McGuire, who won the national title that year. And we had a good team. And we're in the NCAA Sweet 16. And we were in a battle, and NBC decided to televise our game. And on a practice session, I couldn't believe it. The day before the game, I looked at the crowd, and I saw, I couldn't believe it, John Wooden, the Wizard of Westwood. I looked again, Kurt Gowdy, superstar, broadcaster, Emmy Award winner. I couldn't believe they were there. And all of a sudden, a third guy came up to me, and he said, Dick, we're here to televise your game. He said, Mr. Gowdy and Mr. Wooden would like to talk to you for about 5 minutes about your team. And I brought my team over. Little did I know that this little 5-minute speech was going to change my life, because I gave them a speech about greatness. I said to my team, I want to define greatness. This is greatness in front of us. 10 national championships, Coach Wooden, the Pyramid of Success. I was so proud to be the first recipient of the John Wooden Pyramid of Success Award. And I said, Kurt Gowdy, I'm a baseball lover. The World Series, I hear your voice. And I gave that little talk. Well, 2 weeks after I was fired, the guy called me up and he said, Dick, I was the third guy with Coach Wooden and with Kurt Gowdy. And he said, when we left the arena that night in a great game between you and Michigan, we left the arena, John Wooden said, man, I like that guy's energy. I like that guy's enthusiasm. Scotty, you ought to think about using him in TV. He said, well, I just been named the head of a new network called ESPN. He said, we'd like you to do our first game ever. And I said, ESPN? Sounds like a disease. What is ESPN? Are you kidding me? Well, I went and I did that first game. I could go to my grave knowing that I did the first major college game ever on ESPN. And I'm still doing games 37 years later because I try to tell young people in my speeches all over, have passion and pride about what you do. Make good decisions in your personal life. Don't break the hearts of people that love you. Don't destroy all the work ethic and the pride and the time you put in to get to the top of the mountain and destroy it. My friends, I've been blessed. I have a great team. My team is my family. Now my second team for 37 years has been ESPN. They have been so good to me. They have changed my life in many, many ways. So I simply say to the New Jersey Hall of Fame, I thank you so much for allowing me to be with all these giants here today and all those before us inducted into the New Jersey Hall of Fame. If I were on TV now, I would just simply say, the New Jersey Hall of Fame is like the 3S Man. They are super scintillating sensational, and they are awesome, baby, with a capital A. God bless. Thank you.